Whittward, Carver. The affair of the Éclair's Lament. Inspector Blunderbuss stood in the drizzle-soaked square of Saint-Glinglan-sur-Mer, a hamlet so quaint even the cobblestones seemed to gossip. His trench coat, perpetually stained with the ghosts of past espressos, clung to him like a disgruntled shadow. Beside him, Sergeant Bumblebee vibrated with the energy of a terrier who'd mistaken caffeine tablets for treats. "Sir." Bumblebee brandished a half-eaten Éclair, its custard oozing like a confession. "A clue! The victim was clearly killed by a pastry poisoning." Blunderbuss pinched the bridge of his nose, where a headache brewed with the fervour of a Bordeaux vineyard. The victim in question was Monsieur Frimus, the town's notoriously sour baker, found face down in a vat of unbaked brioche, his moustache frosted with flour and his expression frozen in a rictus of theatrical surprise. "Bumblebee," Blunderbuss growled, "the only thing poisoned here is your deductive reasoning. The man's got a rolling pin lodged in his skull." He gestured to the weapon, jutting from Frimus's cranium like a macabre unicorn horn. Undeterred, Bumblebee licked Éclair filling off his thumb. "A breadstick, sir? Perhaps he owed money to a carb-based syndicate?" The inspector ignored him, instead eyeing the crime scene. A bakery cluttered with enough butter to grease a submarine. The local gendarmes had already secured the area by sampling the victims' croissants, their faces glazed with crumbs and guilt. Interviews unfolded with the finesse of a drunken can-can. Madame Lefebvre, the florist, swore she'd seen Frimus arguing with a mysterious figure in a beret, who turned out to be her own reflection. The town sommelier, Etienne, wept into a handkerchief, mourning the loss of Frimus's sourdough, alas, drier than his wit. Even the village priest confessed, though only to pilfering pain au chocolat during Lent. The case took a ludicrous turn when Bumblebee, tripping over a baguette, unearthed a hidden ledger. "Sir, codebreakers. It's filled with recipes?" Blunderbuss scanned the pages. "Not recipes, you cretin. Blackmail. Frimus was extorting the entire town. A franc for silence about Lefebvre's tulip smuggling. 2 for Etienne's accidental vinegar vintage. Even the priest paid up. Seems he's been blessing cats as holy relics. But who'd kill him now?" Bumblebee pondered, nibbling at evidence macaron. The answer arrived via a thunderous clatter. In burst Mademoiselle Gigi, Frimus's prize poodle, her rhinestone collar askew, dragging a string of linked sausages. Behind her waddled Mayor Choupard, his face the colour of overripe camembert. "Arrêtez," the mayor bellowed, slipping on a butter pat. "Gigi's the real mastermind. She influenced Frimus's crimes. A canine Napoleon." Blunderbuss raised an eyebrow. "Let me guess, the dog demanded a cut?" "Oui, sausages, truffles, a doggy baguette franchise." Choupard mopped his brow. "But Frimus grew greedy. Last night they quarrelled." Gigi snapped. As if on cue, Gigi lunged, snarling, at Bumblebee's Éclair. The sergeant yelped, flinging the pastry skyward. It splattered against a portrait of Frimus, revealing a wall, safe crammed with francs, fur coats, and a single incriminating pawprint. Blunderbuss sighed. "Bumblebee, arrest the poodle." "But sir, she's fluffy." "And you're unemployed if you don't stop cuddling the suspect." Later, as Gigi was led away in a custom-made paw trolley, howling curses in a dialect only Bumblebee found adorable, the inspector lit a cigarette, its smoke curling into the twilight like a spectral shrug. "Another case closed, sir," Bumblebee beamed, dusting powdered sugar off his badge. "No, Sergeant. Another case contaminated by lunacy." Blunderbuss flicked his cigarette into the Seine, where it sizzled like the last of his patience. "But past the Éclairs. If I'm to endure this farce, I'll need a bloody good dessert." And so, Saint-Glinglan-sur-Mer returned to peace, save for the distant yaps of a poodle plotting her escape, and the gentle rustle of a sergeant's notebook, where he doodled Gigi's face beside the word, partner. Whittward Carver says, "Sometimes the truth hides not in a journal, but in an Éclair's filling. Savour carefully."